What's going on, guys? Easy Designs here with a brand new video. This is round 11 of the My Team Formula 1 Championship in F1 2020. These are the points as they run at 9 points between me and Leclerc. That is the championship fight, and that is what we are aiming to get ahead of. And he has been extremely quick coming into this weekend. But really quickly, before we actually get into qualifying here, please, if you guys do enjoy this video, please hit that like and subscribe. It lets me know that you guys want to continue seeing more of these, and trust me when I say I really enjoy bringing these races to you guys, because I've been told by a lot of people that I should, and I have, and it's really good to see the support that you guys have coming into it. But into qualifying one, we set a banker lap and we put down another lap that is actually lap 3 on the track currently, so this will be our final attempt. And right now it looks a little shaky. Singapore is not one of my stronger tracks, and I will admit that. So I am extremely shaky throughout qualifying, and it really hurts us in the end. But we're going to see how close to the top we can finish as we brush that wall, just barely. I'm surprised that there was no damage done to the car there, but you can see up in the top right we are running out of time. So if we're going to have a good lap, we have to put it down here right now as we speak. So you can see I'm just not hitting apexes where I should be. And that's really where I lose a lot of time to the AIs, because these AIs around this track are extremely quick here in Season 2. And we're trying to do our best, but sometimes our best is not where we need to be, as we get a lot of wheel spin coming out of that turn after the really tight section over the bridge. You can see I'm not very comfortable at all. I'm not getting all that close to the walls because I'm afraid of putting it into one. This track is all about how close you can get to those walls. You have to open up every single corner on this track. You cannot be conservative with any of these corners. As we lock up going into the final chicane, before this long left-hand double apex heading into the finish line, and that puts us up 0.6 of a second. That is enough for P7 heading out of it. You can hear we just wanted to push for P6, but I did not feel like pushing another lap. We ended up getting 11th in that qualifying, and you can see the pace that our car has. We are a full second faster than the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton, and that just tells me that this is not going to be a good points night for us. So we have to fight as hard as possible to get to where we need to be. But you can see it's Leclerc, followed by Hamilton, Ricciardo, Bottas, Magnussen, Perez, Russell, Verstappen, Stroll, Vettel, myself, Sainz, Norris, Gasly, Ocon, and Albon are your 16 runners heading into qualifying 2. Giovinazzi, Kvyat, Zhao, De Vries, Aitken, and Latifi do not make it. They will be starting at the back of the grid when it comes to race time. But on to Q2, hoping to get into the top 5 of qualifying, at least get into the top 16. Not top 16, I'm sorry, top 10. We have to get into the top 10 shootout if we want any chance of getting a decent start for the race. But you can see we are on the yellow walled tires. And up in the top left, you can see so was Verstappen, and we are just falling down the ladder. We are almost in last place. We are 15th. There are 16 people on the track currently. We are dead last at this point now, so we have to put in a good lap, and I did not feel comfortable pushing with these tires because I knew how slow the tire actually was compared to the soft compound tires that everyone else in this session was running. But I wanted to go long and have the sauce at the end of the race, so I decided to have mediums going into qualifying 2. As we lock up there, we get onto the really shiny spot, and we actually hit the wall. with these medium tires. That is not what we wanted whatsoever. So this really hurts us with these mediums, and it makes us have to pull the soft medium compound strategy. Mediums at the end of the race, softs at the beginning. So here we go. This is our final chance. There is 1 minute left on the clock. This is our final chance for a good lap. We have to finish in the top 10 if we want any chance of winning, possibly getting second in this race, because Leclerc is on a different level right now in qualifying, so he might just take off from pole and leave everyone else completely gone in his wake when the race comes around. So 45 seconds on the clock. This is our final lap. This is our final attempt. This is where it matters. Are we going to get into Q3, or are we going to get knocked out and be one of the last couple of people just outside the top 10 and miss out? This is where consistency and hitting your marks comes in. We get a little too wide there, almost hit that wall. We really have to start ringing it in and bring it home, but at the same time we have to push in order to possibly get anywhere near the top. Who knows how many guys. We are aiming for top 5, but whatever comes our way, that is what we need. So into one of the final chicanes of this track, which is absolutely crazy. We have never been in this position. We hit everything so perfect right now. Final chicane. Can we get it perfect? Scamper over that curb just right on the exit. Can we get this double left hand perfect? 6th gear. What is it going to be as we come across the line? That was P. That's good enough for P8. We're into Q3, and you can see it on my face. I was not expecting to get into those top 10 positions, but we put it P8. I want to say that we ended up putting it P4, but some guys went faster, so we are a full second off of our teammate. You can see Leclerc on pole currently. Vettel, Perez, Hamilton, Gasly, Bottas, Stroll, myself, Verstappen, and Sainz are the top 10 moving on to Q3. That was way too close. We did not need any further down than 10th. If we were to get knocked out in P11, P12, P13, whatever it may have been, that might have just been our race. But on to Q3, a little less stress heading in, because we know wherever we end up finishing here, that is where we are going to stay. I wanted to see if running medium tires in Q3 would give me the opportunity for the mediums to start off the race, but I don't think that that is the way it works, and that is my mistake. So with that being said, this will not be a good qualifying session for us, but we are just a little bit off the pace of the other guys, so it's not all that bad, but you can see we are just sluggish right now, so these tires are struggling as we come around into the very, very tight switchback section of the bridge. I want to say that this is Sector 2, so as we come through here, it is not looking good. We are 7/10 down on our fastest lap, which was set on these tires earlier, but that is not where we wanted to be, so we're gonna try and get another one. I ended up getting a lot of wheel spin out of one of the corners in the final chicanes, so we're gonna try and get a better exit off of those corners and hope that it's enough to bring us up the field a little bit. We're P10 right now, and it's not looking good. We might actually go worse than our last, and right there we make up actually 0.5, 0.6, 7. That's right around 0.8 of a lap, 0.8 of a second faster, so that moves us up to P7. And upon completion, we get 9th. That's not where we wanted to be. I should have been on softs, but that was my mistake. Going for mediums, I should have been on the softs. I probably could have been closer to the front, but why not make our race just that little bit harder, right? Just a little bit more difficult because this is a very hard track to pass on. There's only a couple passing opportunities, and with everyone so close, it's very difficult in order to pass. But that is going to be your top 10 for the race. And as these final minute or so comes up before those lights come on, it really set in, wow, I need a really, really good start around the outside, because I will be on the outside of the circuit heading into that first corner. So we're going to be hoping for an absolute rocket ship of a start heading into that first corner. But here is the rundown coming into the night.
It's a 3.1 mile lap here at the Marina Bay Street Circuit, with 47% taken at full throttle. It's hot, humid and bumpy around the 13 lefts and the 10 rights of mostly slow corners. But we should see speeds of up to 200 miles per hour along the Raffles Boulevard. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Renault. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Sergio Perez, and Vettel, Stroll, Gasly, Iceman, and Carlos Sainz, Albon, Ricciardo, George Russell, and Magnussen, Ocon, Norris, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Daniel Kvyat, Joe, De Vries, Aitken, and Nicholas Latifi. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Alright, so here we go. Singapore is getting ready for lights out. As we sit on the grid, we're going to do a couple of things to our setup, and then we are going to get ready for lights out, as here it comes. This is it. We need the start. That's 5 lights. Lights are out, and off we go to exactly what I needed. That is a rocket of a start. Can we go around the outside of everyone in the first corner, as there's contact ahead with the black Mercedes on the left rear tire of Charles Leclerc. That was an amazing start by us, getting right into P3. That's right where we wanted to be, was up near the front with Hamilton and Leclerc. We did not want to be stuck behind everybody heading into this long straight. We wanted to be right in the toe of all these guys ahead of us. And there is Bottas, now down in P22. He is going to be hoping to chase down the rest of the field within the next couple of laps and start moving up. But as you can see, we are all kind of stacked up in a massive line heading into the Sector 2 S-corners, heading into the bridge. You can see right here, this is a perfect shot of just how much of a line all of us are. So it's Leclerc leading Hamilton, myself, Verstappen, Vettel, and then the rest of the field as we come through the bridge and down the long straight in the middle of the track. This is right where we wanted to be, so we're going to wait just a little bit before we start attacking Hamilton, but at the same time, we have to start attacking ASAP, because we don't want to see that purple car, that bright pink and purple car that is at the front, start leaving us behind, which he already is. He's 2 seconds in front of myself, but there is the field coming through that tunnel. I want to say that this is turn 18 that these guys are coming through, and what do you know, there is Bottas. He is in fact catching the back runners, and we just saw right there Hamilton got a little bit low on ERS, so we do have the ERS advantage right now because he is deploying a lot of overtake, because we are the fastest car on circuit. Our teammate has that title right now with setting the fastest lap, so right now it's just trying to use the natural slipstream of these cars, get us closer, possibly get us into a passing opportunity on Hamilton ahead of us. Right now there's not really much going on behind us. Everyone's pretty much in a line right now, as we have a little bit of a screen freeze right there, but nothing too major. So into Sector 2, again, we give a little bit of look to the inside. We let him know, hey, we're here in your mirror. So he knows we're here. You can see the straight line speed and acceleration of that black arrow of the Mercedes car, but we both have the exact same power unit, so both our Mercedes engines, can we overpower the factory Mercedes ride of Lewis Hamilton? Maybe. His setup looks a lot less draggy than my current setup right now, which is one downfall of my setup currently, is we have very high downforce on our wings, which is making my car just a little bit slower on straights than the cars around me, but it gives us the big advantage in corners, which here there are plenty of corners. As we look up the inside, we have to dive back outside in order to not cause a collision, but this is a DRS straight coming up. We do have DRS going down this long straight, so we're going to try and put it up into Rich and overtake as quick as possible. I don't think that we have Rich right now on the revs, so we are going to just stay right where we are. As there's a lockup from Hamilton, we push him way too hard into that corner, but he squeezes us into that yellow barrier on the left-hand side. Now that was the biggest pinch that I have ever been put on by an AI. So right now is extremely aggressive racing from the real-life 7-time world champion and reigning champion as is, but DRS overtake Rich Mix. Can we go right around the outside of him? Let's see. Late braking, just about keep it on the track. That is P2, and our teammate is only just under 5 seconds up the road from us, so if we can put our head down, we might just be able to catch him. I don't know where I'm losing time to him, but that is going to be where we find out right now. I want to say we lose a lot of time to him through Sector 2 and into Sector 3, and that is true. As we skip ahead a little bit, and you can see now the gap has drawn out. We are kind of in no man's land right now. As we look, there is Leclerc ahead of us coming in to pit for brand new mediums at lap 6 of 15. So I say, you know what, we're going to pit as well. We're going to double stack. And right now I'm just hoping we didn't pit too early, too close behind him, and make it to where we actually get screwed with this pit stop. Because if we get screwed with this pit stop, it gives us a lot of work heading into the rest of the race, and that we do. We got screwed. We are at a 4.1 stop. We should have been at like a 2.6, so that is double the time that it should have taken. Who is coming by? There goes Hamilton. All that work for Hamilton, but also there goes Verstappen. Verstappen has jumped us by pitting the lap earlier. Actually, I want to say that he jumped us in the pit. No, he did. He pitted earlier than us. So we do have fresher rubber than Verstappen in that Red Bull ahead. But can we put it to good use? As you see, we can really draw them in coming through that braking zone. So we are now right on the back of that Red Bull, staring at that Aston Martin logo on the back of his wing. And right now is a little bit of desperation mode. I need to get by Verstappen, and I need to catch Hamilton ASAP in order to even have a chance of catching Leclerc by the end of the race if his tires fall off. But as we know from previous rounds, Leclerc is really, really good with tire wear. So around this circuit, not being all that hard on tires should be fairly easy for him. And we are just going to burn our tires battling with Verstappen and Hamilton ahead. So where we end up, I have no idea, but you can see we are all basically taking the exact same line, so it's very, very hard to gain or lose. Actually, it's very easy to lose time if you mess up the line, but we're going to have DRS coming down the start-finish straight, and hopefully we can get him coming into the first corner. If not, we're going to definitely get him down the long straight, as we set purple third sector, so we are fastest going through all those S corners down in the bottom of the left-hand side. So those S corners heading into the finish line, we are fastest going through. So that is something that we need to think about for passing. We might be able to get someone going down through there, but look at the overspeed that we have in this car versus the Red Bull as we pinch his nose off. Absolutely pinching that front wing of that Red Bull completely off heading into that braking zone because we had to open up that corner. But that brings us up to P3. Now we skip ahead quite a couple of laps actually. It took me a really good chunk of time to catch that black Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton, but this is a really good shot showing you how close you actually have to get to the walls in order to go fast. And that wasn't even the closest that I have gotten to the walls. I'm still trying to figure out the track. This late into the race, Singapore has never been a strong suit for me. So this entire race actually has been a little bit of a learning experience for me to figure out lines, figure out just how hard I can push this car, and as we both get oversteer coming out of that corner. But this has really been a good race between me and Hamilton. I've had to cut out a lot of parts because otherwise this video would have been close to 50 minutes long. Massive screen freeze coming out of the final corner at the finish line, but right now we are all over the back of Lewis Hamilton as we are on lap 12 now. So if you look in the top left, our teammate has just gapped all of us because we're battling, and he has perfectly clean air. He is now 10.5 seconds up the road from us, and that is just taking the wind out of our sails as we send one up the inside, just go out of bounds. Surprised that there wasn't a penalty for that, because even on regular track extension and track limits rules, if you go outside of the track battling right there, for some reason that one corner has always given me a penalty even on regular. So I'm surprised that one I did not have a penalty. But here we go. We're gonna try and gain a little bit of time, if any, on our teammate ahead. So head down and just trying to hit our marks. There is Leclerc coming through the final portion of the track, going underneath the tunnel through the final chicane as we are just beginning the end of the lap. So here we are now under the tunnel, going through the final couple of chicanes, heading towards that start-finish straight. And as we do that, we look in the top left. Hamilton is only a second off of us, so he can't really let up all that much as he is right there. So now Leclerc is gone. Leclerc is gone, and as we say that, there is damage to the Alfa Romeo as he runs right into the back of the racing point of Antonio Giovinazzi. So Giovinazzi out of the race now. Massive damage to Russell, who was doing fairly well down at the bottom of the pack. I'm surprised because that's very uncharacteristic of him being down there. He's really dragged that Alfa Romeo higher up in the racing order for multiple rounds in a row. As we lock up, that's going to let Hamilton kind of close that gap just a little bit to us. But we skip ahead just a little bit as we come onto lap 14 with a massive oversteer moment, and we see Hamilton go by us. I was really trying to keep the car under control in order to keep Hamilton behind us, but he has DRS. He's pulling away from us currently. I wanted to say he had DRS. He might not have. That might have just been pure speed of that black Mercedes, but here is where desperation comes in. Now you are going to see me be all over the back of this Mercedes because I need to get by him. I cannot sit and wait for the last lap to come around for this overtake opportunity. I need to make it, and I need to make it now as we really gain on him coming down that braking zone. So I almost actually end up going into the back of him here. We lock up the front right, trying not to hit that Mercedes and damage our front wing in the process, but now is where I am really going to push because it is 14 out of 15. We need to get around Hamilton now and try and get a gap, because we cannot risk him having a chance of getting around us. But that little window down in the bottom left gives you a really good view of how close we actually come to that barrier on the right hand side of that bridge. That is actually the thumbnail. If you go and look back at the thumbnail of the video, that is where that photo was taken. That is extremely satisfying to get when you get it right, but it is extremely scary because it's very easy to miss your turn-in point if you're not used to the track like myself. So I was very, very timid until the end of the race to start getting closer and closer to that wall. So with that being said, here we go. Penultimate lap as the final lap comes around, and we have DRS. We're going to have a really big look down the inside. He starts blocking us off, but we are going to take the line away completely from him. We're not even going to give him the space, trying to get him to back off of us as we go around him. But here we go. Down into this right-hand corner extremely quick, and we're going to try and get away from that black Mercedes. As you can see, he's still just there, ready to pounce if we make any mistake. Didn't really pull away from him all that much down that straight because he had DRS. We are very fast in a straight line, but not fast enough to outrun that Mercedes. So we're going to outrun him throughout the corners, though. As you can see, we gained about 0.4 of a second just around a couple of corners. So this is the final lap. This whole race I've been trying to keep in touch with Leclerc, and it just has not happened. Leclerc all this weekend has been on a completely different level. He knows it's crunch time. I know it's crunch time in this championship. So this race has just not gone our way, and that is going to take a little bit out of all that momentum we had coming into round 11. As Leclerc rounds the final corners, there are the fireworks for the winner. Charles Leclerc, our teammate, bringing home more points for the team, but also extending his points lead to right around 15 points. 15 or 16 points. I will have the actual math once I figure out how much we actually gain or lose. But from 9th on the grid up to 2nd, that gives us the driver of the day on a very, very hard track to pass. You can see down on the bottom right, I am very thankful for a good race, but it is not the result we wanted. We wanted that win, and Leclerc got it. So he now extends that points lead and shows he is extremely dominant in very, very tight tracks like Singapore here at round 11. But all that effort, it gets us 2nd place. We do stay fairly close to Leclerc in the championship. We just have to do it throughout a couple more rounds in order to try and get back those points that we lost. I really wanted to go into round 12 possibly ahead, maybe tied with points, but things happen, and you can't drag over it. So sadly, a really, really bad qualifying session put us in this position. I don't think, even if I qualified 2nd, I don't think I would have been able to keep up with Leclerc. He was just a different animal here in Singapore. So that is the points right there, 25 and 19, because I did get fastest lap. I actually went faster than Leclerc, so I gained that extra point. And with that being said, we lose less points than if we didn't get that fastest lap. But there is the running order. That was Leclerc following me following Leclerc in 2nd, and then Hamilton, Verstappen, Vettel, Stroll going up 1 position. There is Perez, former teammate to Lance Stroll in that Racing Point drive. There's Ricciardo, Sainz, Albon, Ocon, Gasly, Magnussen, Zhou, Norris, Kvyat, Bottas after getting spun out in the first corner, gets up to P17. A bad race for him, but De Vries, Latifi, Aitken, Russell, and Giovinazzi round out the top 22. Actually, round out the entire grid. So, with that being said, we head into round 12 in Russia, 15 points out of the lead now. So, with that being said, we have to win the next couple of rounds if we want to gain a lead. If we want to bring this down to the wire, we can alternate wins. But I really don't feel like alternating wins. I feel like getting this lead and running away with it heading into the final race in Abu Dhabi. But if you guys enjoy these videos, as always, please subscribe. You guys will always be notified when I post one of these videos. So go and hit that red button. You guys actually got me to my previous goal of 200, so thank you very much for that. As you can see, that is now at 215, so help me get up to that hopefully soon. It lets me know that you guys want to continue seeing this. But that is the points. 15 heading into round 12. You do not want to miss Russia. Russia has actually led to some of the best racing in this series, so you do not want to miss that, and hopefully it does not disappoint, kind of like this one has. Great battle between me and Hamilton, but here is the outro. Yo, what is going on, guys? Trangeezy Designs here. After the video, this is going to be a live outro this time, not post-editing. I just wanted to say a massive thank you to you guys for watching this video. As always, I cannot continue to put this out if it was not for you guys watching it. So big thank you to you guys for watching, and if you do watch the entire video and you do get to this point, I really appreciate you for doing that, because this was a really good race between Hamilton for second place. My teammate was just on a different level today. We could not catch him. He was on a different level the entire weekend, and sadly, all that points chasing that we did do through Belgium and into Italy somewhat got erased here in Singapore. We are now 15 points out of the championship lead, but heading into some really, really fast tracks, such as Russia, is round 12 of 16. So it is crunch time now. If we want this, we have to win basically the next couple of rounds and hope that stay in front of our team that entire time. But as always, big thank you to the guys over at Swift. They have this amazing t-shirt which kept me cool during that entire time. Great fabric, extremely light, doesn't really feel like you're wearing a shirt. It is absolutely amazing. You can see my code right above me. That is TDesigns15 for 15% off on all their products. Any supplements, vitamins to gear to protein shaker bottles and stuff. Everything that you guys want for gaming, they have it. Amazing company to work with. As you guys can see down here to my left, thank you so much for helping me get to 200, guys. So let's try and get a little bit higher. 215. Hopefully we can gain some more followers and continue bringing you guys this content. This is the reason why I do this, is to see that number go up. It tells me that you guys are enjoying my content. So please hit that big red button below this video. It takes 2 seconds if you enjoyed that video. So please do that for me, as well as hitting that like button and commenting what you guys think. But other than that, guys, thank you very much. I really appreciate everything, and we will talk to you guys in the next one. So take it easy. Take it twice. Stay classy. Talk to you in the next one.